Marcellus Grant never thought his life would collapse inside a courthouse, with his own daughter standing between him and the woman he once promised forever to. He had walked into the building expecting accusations, maybe disappointment, maybe anger, but not this. Not his 15-year-old daughter holding a flash drive that would shatter everything. But to understand that moment, you need to know what came before it. Marcellus always believed he'd built a stable life. Not perfect, but stable. He worked long hours at his repair shop, doing what he could to provide. His wife, Tiana, had once been the kind of partner who checked on him during late shifts, who packed lunches, who asked about his customers by name. But over the years, that woman faded into someone he hardly recognized. Arguments replaced conversations. Distance replaced warmth. Excuses replaced honesty. And Janelle, their quiet, observant daughter, stayed in the shadows, trying to keep peace in a home that no longer had any. Tiana accused Marcellus of becoming cold, controlling, distant. Marcellus believed she'd become evasive, apathetic, secretive. No one said what needed to be said. No one admitted how much resentment was building. Eventually, Tiana filed for divorce, claiming emotional neglect. Within weeks, she demanded full custody, the house, and half of everything Marcellus owned. It hit him like a freight train. He expected anger. He expected a battle. But he didn't expect her to go for his entire life. He didn't know Janelle had discovered something months earlier. Something that explained every question he never got answers to. It happened by accident. One afternoon, while looking for a charger, she picked up her mother's old phone, the one Tiana stopped using. Except she hadn't wiped it. Not fully. Inside, Janelle found messages. Long messages. Late-night messages. Messages that changed everything. They were from Roderick, Marcellus's closest friend. A man who once sat at their dinner table. A man who helped install Janelle's first bicycle. A man Tiana said she barely talked to anymore. 2 years. The affair lasted nearly 2 years. Janelle didn't cry. She didn't scream. She didn't confront her mother. She just watched. She started collecting proof without telling a soul. Screenshots. Recordings. Voice notes. She became the silent historian of her own mother's betrayal. She waited. And she chose the one moment where the truth would matter most. At the divorce hearing, Tiana's attorney spoke with confidence, claiming Marcellus had destroyed the marriage. That he had ignored his wife, failed his family, made home unbearable. Marcellus sat there listening, heart pounding, knowing half of it wasn't even close to the truth. And then, Janelle stood. Her voice cracked at first, but she forced it out. Your Honor, I have evidence regarding the real reason this family broke apart. You could feel the air shift in the room. Tiana whispered harshly, sit down. But Janelle didn't move. She walked up to the bench and placed the flash drive in the judge's hand. If you've ever dealt with betrayal or hidden truth, subscribe. Stories like these keep you aware of the patterns most people overlook. The video began. First came the text messages, long, detailed, explicit messages between Tiana and Roderick. Plans. Arguments. Secret meetups. Conversations that left no room for doubt. Then came the audio. One recording in particular made the entire courtroom stiffen. Tiana's voice saying, I just need Marcellus out of the way so I can move forward. The judge turned to her. Is this your voice? Tiana's lips trembled. She said nothing. The attorney who entered the room confident and loud now sat frozen, searching for a new argument that simply didn't exist. This wasn't misunderstanding. This wasn't a communication problem. This was betrayal with intention. And it hit like a tidal wave. Marcellus's hand shook in his lap. Not out of rage, but out of heartbreak. Heartbreak that he'd been blamed for years for a storm someone else created. When the video stopped, Janelle wiped a tear and sat back down. The courtroom was so quiet you could hear paper settling on desks. The judge dismissed Tiana's custody demand instantly. Her claims fell apart in under 10 minutes. Everything she tried to take from Marcellus slipped out of her hands like sand. Roderick didn't show up. Not one word from him. Cowardice masquerading as convenience. When it was over, Marcellus walked out with partial custody, financial stability, and, most importantly, the truth. But the real victory wasn't his. It was Janelle's. She refused to let lies win. She refused to let her father be destroyed by something he didn't cause. She refused to carry the weight of secrets any longer. Outside the courthouse, Tiana tried to speak to her. Please, we can fix this. I made mistakes. Janelle's eyes didn't soften. You didn't just hurt Dad. You hurt me. And you expected me to keep your secrets. I'm done. Those words cut deeper than any courtroom ruling. Marcellus didn't celebrate. He didn't seek revenge. He didn't mock or gloat. He just looked at his daughter, a child who became the only adult in a house of broken trust, and said, "You're the bravest person I've ever known." And for the first time in years, he felt free. Truth had done what anger never could. Betrayal hits hardest when you never see it coming. If you want more real stories that expose hidden intentions and teach powerful life lessons, subscribe now. Protect your peace, stay sharp, and never ignore the signs again.